Oh, hello, good morning. I can't see you, and I don't think I can hear you either.
Hi John, can you hear me now?
Quick question, Rahul. Are you with Softtech? Neo Softtech?
I mean, Newsoft. Softex
Neosoft.
is another branch company. Yeah, yeah.
Neosoft.
I'm with
Okay,
Newsoft.
good, good.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's completely fine. Also, it's just because in the calendar event it says Sneha. Sneha.
Yeah, yeah. She's the one who set the meeting for me.
Oh, okay, makes sense, makes sense. No, I was just making sure that I'm speaking to the right person here. No, that makes perfect sense. Perfect. How are you
Yep,
doing
yep.
today,
I'm
Rahul?
doing great. How are you?
I'm also doing good. I mean, it's the first meeting of the day. It's still 9
Yeah, yeah.
a.m. here, so still
Where are
morning.
you based out of?
We are based in London, in the UK.
Oh, London. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it's
So,
still early in the
yeah,
morning here.
just wanted to learn more about you in terms of lead generation services and what you have to offer. So I'll just give a brief background of Neosoft and
Hmm.
what we require, and so you can just maybe later describe what your company does and how do you provide lead generation services, what are the different models, and how we can work this out.
Got it.
So yeah, so Neosoft is a IT services and consulting company, and we have been in this business for around 25 years. We specialize in staff augmentation,
Hmm.
outsourcing, and other than that, we also take up software development projects from like almost all the tech stacks.
Got it.
Uh, yep. And yep, so we have a lead generation team, and we
You
also is there a lot of background noise around me?
you have sorry to interrupt. You have a lead generation team. Is that what you said?
Yes, yes, we do.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, we have a lead generation team,
Hmm.
around 25 to 30 people, and
Okay,
we also have a sales team. But the problem that we're facing is we are getting a lot of introductory calls
okay,
or a lot of exploratory calls which are not going anywhere.
okay,
So, like a lot of our meetings are filled with such calls,
okay.
and it's like it's the salespeople want something that is a little warm, has some
Okay.
kind of purchase intent, basically a sales qualified lead,
Okay.
which has been a little low. So
Hmm.
that's why we're looking for like services that could cater to UK and North America, and also certain countries in Europe like Spain, Netherlands, or Germany.
Okay.
So this is what we're looking at. We ideally, can you just describe your model as to how do you generate leads?
Hmm.
Do you like outreach, and then when the lead becomes warm, you directly hand it over to us,
Hmm.
or do you set up meetings for us, appointments for us, or how does it work?
So we do both. Before we move on to our process, I would just like to ask a few questions so that I can
Mhm.
understand exactly how we could structure this. So, and
For sure.
the first question that jumps to my mind is you said that you're generating a lot of meetings and a lot of introductory calls, and you're not
Yeah.
converting them. Do you think this might be because of the quality of the meetings that you're setting, or is it some internal problem with your sales team or anything that? Where do you think the problem stems from? Is it the lead gen team or is it the sales team?
I think it's both, to be honest, but predominantly, if we resolve the lead generation part first, I think we'll be able to close more. I
Okay.
feel delivery, when it comes to delivery, we are good. We have the capability to deliver. So I don't think that will be a problem. Sales maybe might be like a minor issue on that end, but
Okay.
I would say lead generation team is not getting uh,
Good enough
what do you say,
meetings.
like good, and like they're tapping into the right prospects,
Mm-hmm.
but they're not warm.
Okay.
Like they don't
Got
have
it.
the purchase intent. Most of
Okay.
them are
They're not
just there to
qualified.
discover, or yeah, yeah,
No, I got it. I got it. No, I'm just wondering because that would be the most important question. Because if it's the sales team,
Mhm.
then it doesn't matter how good of a job we do. If the
Yeah,
sales team is not closing,
exactly,
then
yeah,
it wouldn't make much difference. But if you think it's the lead
exactly,
gen, and then if the lead gen would be a good place to start, then we can definitely help.
yeah.
Got it. So you said you want to target the UK, North America, Spain, Netherlands. That's completely fine. Those are all
And
countries,
Germany,
And Germany, yes. But
yeah.
those are all countries that we are more than used to targeting. So that wouldn't be a problem. My next question would then be in terms of industries, who would then be a good industry to go after?
So it's like basically we would like we will obviously shorten the ICP list or
Okay.
in terms of whatever sectors we want to target. So we would ideally begin with targeting maybe retail,
Retail.
manufacturing, pharma, something along these lines. Like we would basically want to go with anyone who, or like reach out to anyone who has a like a outsourcing requirement or a software development requirement.
Okay.
So you could
Okay.
say our sectors would be like mostly like a ton of sectors that we could tap into, but we could optimize it to select certain sectors first to
Mm-hmm.
begin with, and later get into other sectors or pick and choose and experiment as to which
Okay.
sector has business or you know
Got it.
according
Got
to
it.
yeah.
Got it. So when you say manufacturing, pharma, retail, are you saying these sectors because these are sectors that you already work in and you have experience and you know there is a need, or is it because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay? Okay.
Yeah, actually, yes, we do have a lot of clients which are retail, pharma,
Mm-hmm.
manufacturing based. So we also have a lot of clients in Germany and Spain. We have tapped into.
Okay.
Like it's been a little warm.
Okay.
Netherlands, we are not doing so. Netherlands is like very few clients, but we're still there, right? And another hot market for us is South Africa. I'm not
South.
sure if you do that region, yeah,
We do.
but
We
it's
do.
been pretty hot for us.
We do. No, we definitely do.
Yeah.
Um.
So yeah, that's been a pretty good region for us too in terms
Okay.
of getting clients or closing clients.
Got it. And in terms of okay, so because I'm what I'm seeing is that all these countries are pretty much in the same time zone. So Spain,
Hmm.
Netherlands, Germany, South Africa, they're all kind of in the same time zone. Is it that you want to
Yeah.
focus on this time zone? Because you also mentioned in North America. North America is
Yes.
completely
So
it's almost four
the
hours.
thing is, we have different teams for different regions. We have a
Oh,
team
okay.
that operates in Europe, team that operates specifically for South Africa, and a team that
Okay.
operates for North America.
Okay.
So, like, we have a lot of bandwidth. So, if we get leads from any of these regions, we will be able to hand it over to a sales team
Okay.
and for like appointments. And that won't be a problem. Because to be honest, we have like around 60, 70 salespeople, out of which
Okay.
around 30 or 40 of them are international.
Okay.
So, whenever, whatever time the meeting comes, I'm sure we would have someone to attend to
Okay,
them.
no, that makes sense. It does make sense. And then in terms of the structure of the campaign, okay, so I understand who we want to target, where we want to target.
Mhm.
I understand what you do. I would like to understand then a bit better in terms of the structure of the campaign. Okay, obviously we're going to start be reaching out. The goal will be to set appointments. Who are we going to be setting appointments? Will we have your team's calendar? Will we have different calendars according to different time zones, or how does that work? How would you like us to structure? Because we can work with whatever system you prefer.
Yes. So ideally, what we'll do is like we'll have someone from the lead generation team, our lead generation team, the head of it, or maybe someone under him,
Okay.
to coordinate it all out. So what
Okay.
we'll do, or maybe we'll get another person do the same for coordination. So
Okay.
maybe you could like whatever appointment you
Okay.
have set, you can just forward it to this coordinator, and the coordinator will see which salesperson is available in that particular time, and then
Okay.
assign it to them.
Okay. Got it. No, that does make makes perfect sense. Then, okay, a few more questions then, just in terms of the companies that we're going to be targeting. So, for example, you mentioned that they are not budget qualified, for example. That's one of the problems. They don't have the intent to purchase. So in terms of that, and I'm assuming that obviously it might be a bit of a silly question because you have a lot of different
Yeah.
services. You have a lot of different services, so I'm assuming that all these services will have their specific prices. But then, so that we can get an understanding also, so that I can get an
Mhm.
understanding of your price points and how those look. So in terms of
Yeah.
your average deal size, is it something in the 10, 15, 50, 100, $200,000, or how does that work? How does that look?
So I'll tell you, to be honest, if we go on the cheapest end per month, it would start at around 1,000, 1,500 USD.
Okay, so it's quite accessible.
Yeah. So that would be because like we are in the like we would obviously that would be very fresh, like fresh
Hmm.
outsourcing or fresh what do you say positions
Okay.
that would cost these cheap. But it's like a pricing is a very what do you say? I would say friendly in terms of because we are doing it all from India, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little cheap for us to get resources and
Okay.
sell them out to people in international regions like US, North America. So I would
Okay.
say the pricing is perfect, but where we are losing, I think, is we're not connecting with the right people. I feel
Okay.
like although these people are like have the decision making power or something, I
Mm-hmm.
still feel that we have to go like we have been connecting with people like CEOs, co-founders,
Mm-hmm.
or IT heads, but
Okay.
I feel like still there's some a little bit of room for improvement
Mm-hmm.
there. I feel, and other than that, budget issue uh, is like a slight surprise for me, to be honest, in the international market.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
or maybe they're finding it for cheaper somewhere else other than India, because I've heard that Bangladesh is doing pretty well in this space. So,
Okay. No, I mean, to be honest, I have
yeah,
a lot of meetings with similar companies, and their budgets seem to be much higher than yours. 1,500. I
yeah.
was quite
See,
pleasantly surprised because it is, from what I've been hearing, it's quite cheaper. So if it's worth
we
what it
do
does, yeah.
we do mark it up. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. We do mark it up.
Okay.
We mark it up pretty high, but we obviously come down depending on the type of customer profile or the
Mm-hmm.
amount of resources he is taking from us or the kind of project.
Okay.
So, so it's like we are competitive in that sense.
Okay. Understood. Understood. And then I'm assuming that one thing that would also probably impact that would be the size of the company, both in terms of
Yeah,
revenue, in terms of staff. Is there any kind of preference
yeah.
that you have?
So, not I would say we would begin from as low as 100 employees
Okay.
to 5,000 employees.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are willing to do that, and our pricing models could differ according to the size of the company. So we are
Okay.
competitive in that sense because we are operating out of India and our operations are taking place in
Mm-hmm.
India. So that leaves us a huge room for what do you say, adjusting or compromising a little. Not so much actually, but that could be very feasible for companies that are even have less than 100 employees in Europe or
Okay.
US or
Got it.
Canada.
Got it. Got it. That makes perfect sense. And then when you keep saying that you're based in India, obviously the headquarters would be in India. But for example, on your website, when I went to see the contact us,
Hmm.
I saw that you have several different offices spread across the world.
Yes,
So
yes. We
is
have an office in London, UAE, South Africa, and also in the
North
US.
America, yeah, in Asia,
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
seeing. Yeah.
But what basically what they are selling is what we have in India.
Okay.
So by and large,
Okay.
they are also into outsourcing.
Okay, understood. But
Hmm.
then these meetings, because that could be one of the things that could be not as helping you in the sales process. Are the people taking the calls native English speaking? Are they based in India, or how does that look? Because you
They're
said
mostly Indians.
they're mostly
Yeah.
Indians. Okay, got it. Because that is, unfortunately, that is one of the things, is that there is a bit of,
Hmm.
not creates a bit of friction. Not usually, it's good. It's better when
That.
native English speaking people are taking these meetings, especially because if you're speaking to Europeans and mostly Americans, it's important to have people who are native English speaking, and that could be something that is
Mhm.
hurting your conversions a bit. That could be something, that could be one of the reasons. So I'm just trying to think and understand why. Because to be honest, I come to your website, I'm very pleasantly surprised. Your website looks very strong. You have a lot of case studies, you have a lot of reviews, you service a lot of different industries, you have
Yeah.
a lot of big clients. Because usually the problem that we face with clients and people and prospects that come to us is that they claim to be something, but then their web presence shows otherwise. They don't
Yeah.
have a good
Yeah.
website, they
True.
don't work with a lot of clients, they don't have good services. But to you, with you, if I was looking to work with you guys and I came to this website, I was like, okay, no, they actually mean what they say. They look very professional. They look like they can actually service. So I'm trying to understand what is hurting your conversions, and I believe that might be something that might be one of the reasons. Because you
Right.
because you also, earlier this call, you also said that most of your sales team was also international, if I'm not mistaken. Is that something that you said, or is it
We
the
have
lead gen
like,
team?
for example, we have a lead generation team and also a sales team that comprises of 80 people. Half of them work for India region, half of them for international.
But do they work for in the half of them for international, or is it that they are international, or they all Indian?
They're all Indian, but their
Okay,
main
okay,
primary market of their focus is international markets.
okay. Got it, got it. Now I was just trying to understand the differentiation, but I got it, I got it. I mean, that
Hmm.
could be something worth looking at, because one of the things that we
Yeah.
do, and that really helps is, for example, all our cold callers. are native English speaking. That's one of the criteria because it helps you
Mhm.
it helps you connect with the target 100%. It's something that
Yeah.
really helps, and then unfortunately, it is something that makes a difference. So that could be one of the reasons.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm just giving you food for thought so that you can also have a thought of that about that. But it could be something.
Mhm.
But I mean, listen, I think I got it. I think I understand. So you want to target another countries you want to target, the companies, the type of companies, the size of the companies, in terms of revenue, any kind of specific revenues and or
Ideally, I would say around maybe around 10 million to going upwards from that, I guess, would be
okay,
something that we would like to look
upwards
at.
upwards of 10. Okay, because I mean companies with
Yeah.
100 employees. Okay, no, got it. But I
Mhm.
mean, also you want to target all the way up to. I'm just thinking because usually 100 employees wouldn't equal 10 million in revenue. So
We could take it 50. Yeah, 50 million would be our benchmark, I guess, then. That would make more sense.
15,
50 million.
50,
50, 50, 50, 50.
50 million. Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah.
That makes okay. Okay. So I mean, I think I understand pretty much everything that I would need to know in terms of your targeting, what you want to do. I think that should be enough for me to understand. And then in terms of the efforts that your lead generation team is running, do you have any idea
Mhm.
of what the process is, so I can also understand if there's any problem with that, or because I'm deep down, I'm just trying to understand why you're not converting and what could be the reason. So I was
Mhm.
trying to understand as much as you can about your process as well.
Yeah. So lead generation team basically uses platform, email, LinkedIn, and cold calling
Okay,
to outreach.
got it.
So that's the predominant methods that we use
Mm-hmm.
to outreach to our clients. And LinkedIn has been working really well for us. Like we have been getting a lot of meetings through LinkedIn
Mm-hmm.
as compared to cold calling or email outreach. So yep, that's the process, what it looked like. And once they get a meeting, they set it up for one of the salespeople at
Okay,
Neosoft, and the Neosoft salesperson and the IST together get on a call at the set appointment with
okay,
the prospect and give them a run through of what they are like. Just ask them first what they require, and
got it.
then run them through what Neosoft can do and the capabilities in their decks.
And this on the call already. So they set the meetings, and then on these meetings, you walk them through what you do and what you offer.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
got it. So I
yeah,
think that might be why you're not converting as much as you'd like. That could be something
mhm,
because, to be honest, the channels that you've mentioned are the channels that we would be using. So we also use cold calling, cold email, and LinkedIn lead generation. And as you said, and very, very rightly so, we tend to see for this industry, we tend to see very good results with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great place to start.
yeah,
So the way that we would structure this campaign is obviously you can use the channels either independently in combination or all together.
mhm,
And personally, we recommend that you use them all together because what happens then is, let's say, okay,
mhm,
first we'll start reaching out with all channels. But what's going to happen is, as you said, probably LinkedIn, and historically LinkedIn will have better results. So what's going to happen is I'm
yeah,
going to pretend it's me reaching out. I'm going to say, hey, my name is John. I come from Neosoft Tech, and this is about a bit about what we do, our products, our pricing, whatever it might be. And then once only
mhm,
when the responses from this is good, what I'll then do as well. Even this is all before I set a meeting. I'll reach out on LinkedIn. The responses from LinkedIn are good. I'll follow up with an email. I'll say, hey, my name is John. We've been speaking on. This is a bit more about our pricing, what we do, what we offer, why we think would be beneficial for us to work together. And then once the response from this is good, what I'll then also do is I'll follow up with a call. I'll say, hey, my name is John. We've been speaking on LinkedIn. We've been speaking on email. I think that would be incredibly beneficial if we'd sit down and have a meeting with the people at
yeah,
Neosoft.
yeah,
And then on the call, on this call on the phone, we'll try to leave the call already with the appointment booked. So what we can guarantee by doing so is that instead of using only one channel, if we use the three channels, then we can use each channel to qualify the leads and warm them up and make sure that by the
yeah.
time that we call and we set the appointment, these leads are as qualified as possible, because that
I
might
think.
be also something
Yeah. To be
what is
honest, I think the process could be fast tracked a little in terms of user experience, like or prospect experience.
hmm,
Like we usually get them on calls and the pitching happens, right?
okay,
So to be honest, I feel it would be better to just send them what we actually do, and
exactly
like
ahead of
in
the
that,
call.
when we send them that, we can ask them what they require, And when
Hmm.
they come on a meeting, we can show them exactly how we will deal with their problem or
Exactly.
solve their problem.
Exactly. Because if you are just saying, hey, we do XYZ, can you jump on the call?
Mhm.
People are not entirely aware of what you do.
Yeah.
People might not be budget qualified. People might not be as
Mhm.
warm as possible. But by doing this and providing, so we gauge interest with LinkedIn. We fill them in with the
Mhm.
email and we close them with a call. And by doing so, by the time we get them to you, they are as meaningful as possible because they've been through this
Yeah.
process. They are budget qualified. They are aware of
Yeah.
what you do. The time frame qualified. So there's a lot of I think that might be something because then if you only use one channel, then yes, it's probably what's happening. You get a lot of
Yeah.
meetings, but you don't convert them simply because some people
Yeah. And
might
I
yeah. So go.
Yeah, the communication could be an issue in terms of when we go through a range of services.
Hmm.
I think it's a little overwhelming on a first call to give so much of data
As well.
one go.
as
Yeah.
well as well and what happens is if you overload them with information then they're going to get overwhelmed and they're going to be confused. They don't know what they want. They're going to be a bit overwhelmed. So it's important to
Hmm.
if on the email or even on the LinkedIn or even on the call you try to understand what exactly they want, then you can come into the meeting already a lot more focused in what they want and you can be a lot more productive instead of just telling them all you
Right.
do and everything you do. That could be something. So that I think could be the main factor why you're not converting so well is this whole process and the way
Mhm.
that you're handling these calls could be something that would be worth looking at.
Yeah,
And that's something that we
that's
can
true.
that we can help because and we can frame this in a bit of a different way because obviously you're looking for lead gen partners, but you also tell me that
Right.
you have a lead gen team, you have a team of salespeople that is almost you said 80 people. And so
Yeah.
I can see that infrastructure is not what you're missing. I think that
Mm.
what you're missing would be the structure and how to handle these calls and how to nail the processes. And
Yeah.
so to be very honest, I mean, obviously we can come in as your lead gen partners, but we can also come in as your lead gen experts and do a bit of consulting and try to understand, okay, what's wrong with
Mhm.
your process? Because what I'm hearing is that you have the infrastructure, you have everything that you need to be successful. You just need to nail the process, and that's something that obviously in terms of processes, we have the expertise and we know what works and we know how to handle it. So we can look at it
Yeah.
both ways. We can come in as your lead gen partners and get you the leads and that's the gist of our involvement, or we can come in and consult
Mhm.
and try to understand how we can make your
Yeah.
already existing processes a lot better and a lot more efficient. Those are two things that we
Yeah.
can look at.
Yeah, I think first we can begin with by being leads and partners. We could just generate leads first,
Hmm.
and then we see how we go from there.
Okay.
Because like if we have a huge success from your like the campaign that you run for us, we would surely look forward
Mm.
to doing more and getting into more detail.
Or we can even
Yes.
do both. We can even do both because there is
Yeah.
something that we can also help is what we can also do
Mhm.
is we've done this in the past where we generate the leads, we book them into appointment, and then we can also take those calls. And once we take those calls, then you can also have your team members join the call and see how we take the calls and see how we handle these calls in order to close them as well. Or we can do even some sales consultation where it was
Yeah.
our
I
managing
think that's
director does. Sorry,
mhm.
sorry, go for it.
Yeah, that is an interesting idea. I think down the line we would maybe experiment it a little bit with our salespeople, I guess, just to see how different it is.
Mm.
Your approach is different from our approach,
Hmm.
kind of a thing. So we could do it for a few meetings, I guess. But initially, we would like to begin with the lead
Of course,
generation
of course,
services for
of
now.
course, of course.
Yeah.
Establish proof of concept, and because
Yes.
it's one thing. One thing is what I'm saying and what I'm talking, but obviously you want to see that if I talk the talk and if I
Yeah.
walk the walk, obviously, 100%, 100%, definitely,
Right.
definitely.
So could you just run me through like your pricing if you have any idea? How do you set meetings up? Like what does your pricing model look like and stuff like that?
100%.
A
So
quick run through of it. Yeah.
in terms of pricing, and as I said, we
Mm.
work with the three components, so the cold calling, cold email, LinkedIn. And in terms of
Yeah.
pricing, we charge them by component, so by each service.
Okay.
So if you go for only one of
Mm.
them, it's £2,497. If you go for two, it's 3,497. If you go for the three, it's 4,497. And then you can
So
choose go
per month, right?
per month, yes. And but in terms
Yeah.
of
And how many meetings would you set for me? Is
okay,
there any guarantee or?
that is the thing. That is the thing. And I mean, we've been
Yeah.
doing this for long enough to know better than to
Mm.
guarantee anything. Because the thing about lead generation is that it's incredibly hard ahead of time to guarantee
Yeah,
anything, and
exactly.
anyone that does is
Yeah.
probably telling you what you want to hear. So in terms of guaranteeing, we don't like to guarantee anything. We can talk about expectations and from experience and from past successes what we've seen, but
hmm
it's important to understand that a
So,
guarantee. Yeah, go.
so if we go for like all the three
Hmm.
platforms of communication, ideally, like considering myself, like the sectors that we have are pretty broad,
Hmm.
and the target audience is also a large, a large amount, I guess,
Hmm.
very huge in terms of the designations we will list out for you. So, what would you say in terms of how many leads or appointments could you set for us in a month? On like just a rough estimation,
Hmm.
or like in your experience, because I think you must have done this, like a similar country company like
Hmm.
us would have approached you, and you would have run this exercise for them, right? So, in your experience, what has been the metrics,
Yeah, got it,
or
got
what
it.
kind of meetings have you set for them?
Got it. So, I mean, in terms of meetings, there's a few things that are important to understand. Well, first of all, first month, and I'm sure that if I don't know if this is the first
Yeah,
time you're working with agencies or not, but first month is always going to be a bit of a setting up
better.
month, a bit of a
Yeah,
ramp
setting
up
material.
period. You need to write the
Yeah.
copies, write the scripts,
hmm
optimize the LinkedIn, start reaching out. So, month number one, the results
Yeah.
won't be optimal, but that's with us or any other kind of agency. So, month number one, I mean, even though you should already start to see some leads coming in, I would say that somewhere around one, two, three, four leads could be the what to expect, because as I said, it's a bit of a ramp up period, a bit of a warming up. Then
Yeah.
month number two, that's when of course, obviously we're going to start reaching out with all the channels. Month number one is starting to understand what's working best, as well as month number two. So trying to see, in this case, I think that LinkedIn is going to be the best channel, but we never know until we try. So it starts to understand how the process actually works and what's working best, so we can pivot towards it. And then month number two onwards, and month three, four, five, that's when we can also now start understanding what the process looks like, and we can actually
Yeah.
understand how many leads we can guarantee and count on. But in terms of of past experiences, I mean, month number two, I would say that on average, anywhere between month two 5 to 10, and then onwards 8, 10, 12, 15, I wouldn't be surprised. But that's the thing
Yeah.
that we need to understand, start understanding how the process works and what's
hmm
working exactly for your campaign. But
Yeah.
but I'm saying these numbers, but I mean, I don't want to be here saying numbers and giving you hopes. I mean, it's important
Exactly.
to understand
Yeah.
that also. I don't want to be inflatuating the numbers and tell you I'm going to give you 50 leads or 70 leads per month, because that wouldn't happen.
Right.
And I don't want to. We here at Preliminary, we're fortunate enough to be in a position where we would love
hmm
to work with you, but we don't need it. And what does this mean is that
Yeah.
I don't need to be here lying to you and telling you what you want to hear in order to close a business. I would rather be honest with you and tell you the realistic numbers that us or any kind
Yeah.
of other agency would get for you, than to be here lying just so that I can close the business. I would rather be honest and lose it
hmm
than lie to you. And so I think that
Yeah.
honestly, anywhere between a solid average per month would be anywhere between 8 to
hmm
15. 8 to 15 would be a good average per month, as we understand that
Yeah.
the process. But this is the
hmm
difference. This is 8 to 15 leads that that went through the three stages of the process, and that are as
Yeah.
qualified as possible. These are sales qualified leads, not marketing qualified. It's not like we reached out to them on LinkedIn and that's it, and we booked
hmm
them into your calendar. These are leads that are going to be there with a lot more purchase intent, let's say.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll maybe like in terms of outreach, you'll be showcasing what our services are, and then when they say they're interested in this type of service, only then they're handed over to us, right?
Exactly. So
That's something that it will
you'll
look like.
use
Yeah.
all the channels to actually make sure that they want your products and they are interested in
Yeah.
having the meetings. 100%.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So in
this
terms of
sorry.
your previous experience, yeah, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say
Go
this.
ahead.
I'm just gonna say, obviously,
Yeah.
we'll aim to send to you all the sales qualified leads that we come across. However,
Yeah.
if we find any kind of marketing qualified leads, it's not like the case that we won't share it with you. Obviously, we can also share that with you. It's just that they won't be as qualified as possible, but there's still interest there. But obviously, we'll aim to go for
Mhm.
sales qualified leads.
Yeah. True. So in terms of experience, is there any way, like what kind, let's say we have done 10 meetings, or have you seen how many closures have happened? Do you track that with the previous companies or IT services and consulting company?
That is the thing. That is the thing. That is a good
Yeah,
question. That is a good question, but it's a question that doesn't relate to us because that will ultimately be up
yeah,
to your.
exactly.
It will be up to your team because
Ultimately up to us.
our
Yeah,
work is up until the point where we book the meetings. That's where we stand, and obviously if we
right,
qualify them as much, and that's what we'll do by using the three channels. We'll qualify them as much as possible. But as soon as we book the
hmm,
meeting, then it's up to your sales team to close them. It's something that is falls a bit
yeah,
outside of our control because
yeah,
we will budget qualify them. We'll tell them about your services. We'll make sure that if they're there, they are relevant, then it's up to your team to close them, obviously.
right. One like your three platforms are email, LinkedIn, and cold calling, right?
Those
Basically,
are the
these are
three.
the three platforms that you have.
I mean, I'm saying,
And
sorry,
so, yeah, yeah, go ahead.
no, I don't mean to interrupt. I was just going to say those are the outbound platforms and services
Yeah,
that we offer. I don't know, and some this is something that from experience also tends to have good results and could be beneficial for you. I don't know if you've tried running ads and specifically ads on LinkedIn. Ads could be something of interest
uh,
as well.
we are planning to, but we might get into it. To be honest, we were planning to in the middle, but we felt that the frequency would require a lot of bandwidth in
Okay.
terms of whatever ad we wanted to post and all. That's why we dropped the idea for now.
I mean,
We
it's not.
might take it up.
We can
Yeah,
we can look at it from a different perspective because obviously running ads is a form of lead generation and it's a great form of lead
right, right,
generation to get
true.
marketing qualified leads. So what one thing that we can also do, and it's a service that we also provide, is we can run an ad
Mhm.
campaign for you. So we also offer PPC services where we can help you run an ad campaign, and then the leads that we get from this PPC campaign, these will be marketing qualified leads that then once they submit their contact information or whatever it might be, we can also get on the phone, call
Yeah.
them and qualify them, and only then set the meeting with you. This is also something that we can do because
Mhm.
the way that this would work is we would obviously for the normal lead generation campaign, we would sit together to understand your ICPs, your target audience, everything, and then we would put ourselves together a list using all the databases and all the data scraping tools that we have. We would put together a list of cold outreach. But alternatively, we
Yeah.
can build these lists with people that submit their contact information, whatever it might be, from these ads, and then we can just call them in that fashion. It would be a bit of a different approach, but it will also be very, very,
Yeah.
very could also be very good because with ads, your reach it tends to be a lot bigger in terms of the actual audience that you reach tends to be quite bigger, and it's only limited at the end by
Mhm.
the ad spend and how much you're willing to spend on ad spend. And the more you spend, the
Yeah.
more people you'll reach, and the
True.
better the results you'll see.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No.
Yep, I think we would be interested in this model, to be honest. I was hoping you could just send me like a proposal or a deck that I can take forward and
100%.
show to my other colleagues and like my management here at Microsoft.
Hmm. Got it. None. That makes perfect sense. That
Yeah,
does
and
make
then
perfect
we
sense.
can, yep, take it ahead and see what we can do with this.
Got it. Got it. No, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
In terms of the proposal, would you rather me saying
Hmm.
something more to the point, more brief, just the prices, the services, what it includes, or would you like me to put together something a
Yeah.
bit more detailed with a bit
No,
more
this is the
information?
price. What do you have? No, no.
Just the price,
Just to
services.
the point. Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that then. I'll put something
Yeah.
together, and then if it
Yep.
does make sense, then I'm more than happy. I mean, either way, I'm more than happy to put together something a bit more detailed.
Mhm.
But if you say that just the prices and everything is enough, then I won't
Yes.
bother making it too heavy. I'll just send you an email with the prices, the services, and how we can go about it. And then if it does make sense, and if obviously Raul, if you want, then I'll put together something a bit more detailed. 100%.
Yeah.
That is
So
completely
actually, I
fine.
wanted to understand one more thing that
Hmm.
it may happen that we may begin with the services and we're not satisfied to an extent with the results that we're getting. So do you have a notice period kind of a thing? How does that work?
That was what I was going to say, but then I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was what I was going to say
Yeah.
after the
Okay.
prices, because in terms, and
Yeah.
this is something that we also do a bit differently. Because one of the main
Hmm.
concerns that we find with people that come to us is they say, "Ah, we were working with this agency, the leads weren't qualified, they weren't giving us leads, but we couldn't leave because we're tied to a contract." And so, in terms of that, we work with a bit of a different fashion to accommodate to this. We don't really work with contracts. We are a pay-as-you-go service because if we are going to be working together, we want it to be because
Yeah.
you like our work, you like our services, and that's it. Not because you're tied to a contract. So in terms of that, we are a pay-as-you-go service. We charge every month, and for as long as it makes sense, and for as long as you want to work with us, then you're welcome to. If not, I mean, you just don't pay, and then you leave. There won't be any notice, any kind of contract. There won't be anything in terms of that.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
because it's the most
Mhm.
honest way to work, because you'll only stay with us if you like our work. If you don't, then you don't. And it's the way that you
Mhm.
can test us, you can try us out, you can see if you like our work, if you like our approach, if you like our results. And if you don't, then you're
Yeah.
not committed to something 6, 12 months.
Right. Right. That makes
Mm,
sense. So yep, looking forward to you receiving a proposal from you, and
perfect.
then I'll take it ahead with my management here and Newsoft, and we'll get back to you what we can do or how you want to move forward.
Got it. And in terms of how we want to move forward, that was also going to be part of my question. In terms of the
Yeah.
the, the timelines on your side, obviously, I'm not even putting that in question, but I'm assuming that you're also speaking to other agencies and seeing what's out there.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
in terms of the timelines on your side, is it something that you're looking to start next week, 2 weeks, next month, a month? How does that
Um.
look?
So
Yesterday,
I'll be
maybe
honest
two
with
days
you.
ago.
Yeah. No, no. I'll be honest with you on that. It might take a little bit of time.
Okay.
So give or take a month or two.
Okay. That's
Uh,
completely fine.
because here, like at Newsoft, it's a lot of thought goes into selecting a particular
Yeah,
vendor
I
or a
can
particular
imagine.
service. So it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it's quite a big company, so there's a lot of wheels on the cog that
Yeah.
need to cogs under the wheel. No, that's completely fine. I'll put then together a brief email that explains then a bit of how you go, the service that we offer, the things that
Mhm.
are included, the prices, and I'll. Would you like me to include also the PPC, the ads, or just the lead generation?
The lead generation part for now. You may
Okay,
actually do mention the PPC for now.
okay,
Yeah, you can
okay,
do go ahead and mention the
okay.
PPC. That would
Got
be
it.
good.
I'll do that then. I'll do that. I'll include both.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, Rahul. I
All
mean,
right.
if it is, if that's it, then I'm happy to leave it here. I'll start cracking
Yeah.
on that email. I'll put everything
Sure.
together and I'll send it to you
Yeah.
within the next hour, even,
All right.
hopefully.
Sure. Sounds good. Thanks
Wait.
a lot.
I'll send it to you. No,
Uh,
wait. I don't have your email. I have.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Let
only
me
have.
just put it on chat.
Yeah, if you can put it on the chat, that would be amazing, because I only have Sneha email. Yeah, that would be great.
Yep. Here you go.
Rahul. All right. Just make sure I save this. Hmm. Okay, got it. So Raul, Ingolf, no, okay, perfect. Got it. I mean, I think I have everything that I need. Then I'll email this email. I'll CC Snare just in case something gets
Yep.
wrong, and then
Sure.
and then we can take it from there. Then
Sure. Thanks a ton. Thanks
perfect.
a ton,
All right.
John.
Thank you so
Have a
much,
good
Raul.
day.
Have a good day. We'll chat to you soon then, and have a good one. Cheers.
Yep. Bye.
Cheers. 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 Cheers.